the next couple of minutes. If that sounds interesting to you and you're not already using it, let us help you get going with it. So yeah, Sam, if you can hit the next slide, I'll talk through some of what is recently launched and then what is upcoming with the Vrbo integration with CiiRUS. As you guys just mentioned, we are now live with guest messaging and guest reviews. So inside of your unified inbox in CiiRUS, where it's combining for you in one tidy interface, your direct messaging and chats with guests from Vrbo and your other OTAs, as well as direct messaging and chats with your direct booked guests. It's super convenient not to have 3 or 4 different tabs open and your inbox open here and a different tab there chasing down your guest messages. So please do make sure you're using that inbox if you're not already. And what I really love about that tool is that as you're communicating with the guest through there, you have instant access to the reservation folio pinned to the right side of the screen. So if you get a question from a guest, like what's the Wi-Fi code, you don't have to X out of the inbox, go over to the listing assistant, pull out the unit advanced details, and then cut and paste the Wi-Fi code, then go to the inbox. That's super inefficient. You have access to everything about the booking, the house, and the guest in that right panel as you respond to the thread. Again, that's now bringing your Vrbo messages, your direct chats with those guests into the system so you don't have to maintain both systems at the same time. Very similar with reviews as well. As Samar was just saying a few minutes ago, you're able to review your guests inside of the software. So you'll get an alert in CiiRUS when a guest is ready to be reviewed by you. Again, it's double blind with reviews, so you don't get to read what the guest said about you until you review that guest. And you have a certain time period to do that. I want to say it's 14 days, right, Sams?
Yeah, so a glimpse into the review process is when someone checks out, Vrbo sends a message saying, please review. I think we send 3 over the next 2 weeks, right? A reminder here and there. After 2 weeks, we are done communicating about that. So
Yeah.
best practice, we say, is to review the traveler after those 14 days, because that will then start a new process of 2 weeks reminders. And it also incentivizes the traveler. I think we all want, as a traveler, like I know I want a good review, so the next host knows I'm a good traveler and I have a good review rating. So this incentivizes them to say, hey, you've been reviewed. You'll only get this review if you review the property. And we've seen like a 20% increase in getting a review if you review the traveler. So best practice would be maybe wait 2 weeks and then go through and review the travelers to kick off 3 more emails and incentivizing them to do it back.
That's great advice. And we're actually going to be, and I think the next slide, we're not going to go there yet, but in the next slide, I'll talk a little bit about how we're going to automate that process as well so that you don't have to keep coming back to check if you've got reviews within that 2-week threshold. So put a pin in that for a sec. But the reviews module in the system has everything that you would otherwise have in Vrbo. So when you rate the traveler, you give them the overall rating, the cleanliness rating, the house rules rating, and the communication. And then you answer, would you rent to this guest again? So it's everything you would otherwise have to be logging in, remembering to go do in Vrbo, but it's now happening inside of the CiiRUS software. And then when the guest does review you, you can read all about that inside of CiiRUS as well and run reports off that, run filters and that kind of thing to stay super organized and on top of your guest feedback.